I'm now with the head coach of the Saanich Braves, Brent Polischuk. Brent, we can't shake hands, it's COVID, but speaking of COVID, you've just finished, what, your 8th practice, 6th, 7th, 8th practice here just in the outskirts of West Hills Arena. What's it been like for you working, coaching in this environment?
It's actually been a lot of fun. It's nice to get back to something close to normal. I had a good friend of mine rent some ice, and so we've invited a few of our Saanich Brave players out. We have a few major midget players out. We have a few from the Victoria Admiral, so we've had a real nice cross section of players. But me personally, I just enjoy getting back on the ice and kind of feeling a little bit normal.
A little bit normal, you said it. There's nothing but non-normal, if you will. Coach, what's it been like for you in this off season? I know you mentioned some of the protocols you've done, but just generally speaking, what can you tell us about the Braves? Have you been able to pick up the phone, and I'm not asking for secrets, but have you been able to, talk about some acquisitions or think about how your roster's going to look?
100%. Actually, the phones have been real busy, guys.
Really?
Guys have had a lot of time to get on the phone, so there was no spring camps.
Yeah.
We're slowly just getting back on the ice, and ice is starting to go back in different municipalities and things. So it's been a good time for me to touch base with all the general managers in the league. Been talking to a lot of the players in the Pidge as well as the K, or not players, but managers in the Pidge as well as the KI.
Good.
So, phone lines burning up.
Phone lines are burning up. Well, that's great to hear. If you can let us know anything in this interview, please feel free. I'll let you do that in a minute. But I want to kind of just back up and just talk a little bit about what's been happening here at West Hills Arena in Langford. Are you the only organization that's been doing this, or a lot of organizations and teams really in the VI and maybe BC Major Midget, they've been doing the same kind of model where they're getting these 10 players out in these small little sectional tryouts?
Well, I don't think anybody has, so I want to clear something up right away because I think it's important.
Okay.
None of the teams have insurance right now.
Oh, I see.
So this is all done privately.
Oh, okay.
The other rink that's open right now is Shawnigan on the island.
Right.
And as well as Burnaby Winter Club, I know on the mainland is open. So it's been individual things. So
okay.
in the case of the West Hills Arena,
right.
Good friend rented the ice.
Gotcha.
We've invited a few Braves players out. We've had a few other players out from Major Midget and different other organizations. So nothing official under the Braves banner.
So there you go. Because of the insurance, these are not Braves events. These
are not at all.
This is for private ice sessions that you've been able to do. But you've been able to cobble together a few Braves players.
Yeah, for sure.
What can you tell us about the faces you have seen, especially the returning players? Have you been happy with what you've seen, or the players themselves kind of, maybe lamenting, the long break? What's it been like in terms of the hockey that you've seen on the ice?
Well, the first and foremost thing that I've noticed is they're thrilled to be back on the ice. They want to get back out there. So in a way, the break was good for them. When you take something away, you don't realize how much you miss it until you take it away. So they all jumped on. Every kid out there has been happy to be out there, and the skill has been really good. As a matter of fact, there's a freshness to it. You've got to take a lot of rest because you only have 10 players on the ice at a time, and we have hour and 20-minute sessions. So proper work and respiration was really important. But the skill level, I've been very happy with the enthusiasm. They've got lots of jump. They're having lots of fun. I feel a little sorry for the goalies because they're getting 200 to 300 shots of practice. So at the end of the day, the goalies are really worn out, but that's okay.
Look, I'll get you out of here with this, Coach, and I won't get you in trouble with this, but fans want to know. I want to know. Look, you're on the phone, I think, just about every 2 weeks or so with BC Hockey and with other coaches and officials throughout even Hockey Canada, if I understand that right. Can you tell us any of the sort of ideas, plans within plans? We call them branch plans in the Navy. Some of the offshoots, some of the ideas that are going around, and what you can tell us if you look inside that Brent Polischuk crystal ball, what we think September might look like, or October or November. What can you tell us, Coach?
Well, the crystal ball is pretty foggy right now. We're relying a lot on direction from Hockey Canada, who passes it on to BC Hockey, of course, who passes it on to the minor hockey associations, the junior hockey leagues and things like that. And we're all responsible to the Ministry of Health, of course. So Bonnie Henry, and then Vancouver Island Health as well. So that's where we're going to take all our direction from. There's no lack of willingness to get back on the ice or run the leagues or things like that, but there's protocol that we're going to have to follow. So every time we go to step on the ice, when we go back to perks, we're going to have to present our plan to show them how we're social distancing and we're practicing, good habits there. So when we get into the dressing room, we're 6 feet apart. We get on the ice, we're not running contact drills. We're not allowed to shower at the rink. All these sorts of things. So It's a little more organization for us, and it's going to be a little tougher to do, but I think everybody's willing to take on the challenge.
I want to thank you for doing this, but I'll tell you what, because there's so much stuff changing literally by a bi-weekly basis, why don't we agree to do this in a couple of weeks and we'll see where we are in a fortnight. Does that sound like a plan, Coach?
100%.
Okay, thanks for doing this. Brent Polischuk, head coach of the Saanich Braves, my guest today in the Coaches Show.